Welcome to Unwind Wednesday. Welcome to Unwind Wednesday. I'm Kayla and I'm so happy you're here. I had some audio issues before this, and so the fact that we can all hear everything that's happening in this video is truly a blessing. Thank you so much for being here. Mariah, I'm so sorry I couldn't make it for Espresso Martinis at happy hour because I'm refilming this Unwind Wednesday. Dedication, y'all. Today's October 23rd, and it is our second episode of the Unwind Wednesday series. The purpose of this series is to come together and reflect, recharge, and just find some stillness within the busyness of our week. And so I like to think of it as a personal wellness retreat from anywhere, even if it's in a studio apartment just like me. We'll get together and do some meditation to kick off in just a bit, followed by Pilates, and then some special things coming after the workout. We'll focus on the core principles of Pilates, which include breath, concentration, control, precision, and flow. Now, Unwind Wednesdays are for everybody. However, I'm dedicating today's episode to the girls because if you're like me, on your cycle, yes, we're talking all things womanhood, I understand that it means a lot that you're here, that you are moving your body, and sometimes we just need a little extra TLC. So we'll take today's Pilates practice nice and slow. Remember, for everyone, if anything is hurting you or it's uncomfortable, before you go into a lying position and just pause, and then you can go back to the next exercise. Now, come to a seated position on your mat, cross your legs, and bring the back of your hands to your knees. Sit with your back straight, and I want you to close your eyes, and let's begin our meditation. Take a deep breath in and a long exhale out the mouth. Whatever's transpired these past few days, tune it out for the next 20-something minutes. Take the next few moments to check in with yourself. How are you feeling in this very moment? What do you need from today's Unwind Wednesday? Just the meditation, the guided movement. With each inhale, feel your belly expand as your lungs fill up. And with each exhale, let go of any tension in your body, feeling your belly drop and your spine become flat to your mat. Keep your eyes closed and maintain your breath here. Inhaling for 5 seconds and exhaling for 5 seconds. Maintain your breath. Weavy Urban, the infamous quote empowering account on social media, posted, "Consistency over intensity, small steps add up." Maintain your breath and let that one marinate. Consistency over intensity, small steps add up. We'll come back to this after we wrap up our mat session, so hang on to that and maintain your breath. Let's take one more cycle of breath here, using each breath to bring a sense of calm to your mind and your body. Last inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes. Quick posture check. Have a nice straight back and roll your shoulders backward for 3, 2, 1, and forward for 3, 2, 1. Good. Now let's turn over onto our backs, legs extended long on your mat here, and we'll start our Pilates flow. Remember, listen to your body, take breaks as needed, and enjoy the movement. Let's begin. Bend your knees, bringing your feet flat on the mat, and let's go into a supine twist, keeping your hands flat for support, and we're just gonna rock our knees side to side from here. Let's maintain that breath that we just incorporated into our start And inhale and exhale out the mouth each time. Now you want to hold here, bring your feet out flat, and we're going to go into pelvic curls. So lifting the hips and lower one vertebra at a time, coming onto your back. Lift, exhale through the mouth as you lower all the way down. Coming down slow and controlled. Yes, your glutes are engaged, but you also want to keep the core engaged as well. Squeezing through the core to come down one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Your feet should be about hip width distance apart here, keeping them flat onto your mat. Hands are still long at your side, and you really want to maintain that breath. Lift the hips, hold, and extend your right leg out, and we're lowering about halfway down. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you lift here. Keep those hips up. You want to avoid a lot of arching in our back here. Keep your leg extended long. Last tap, and then let's transition. We're going to tap down to the mat and lift. Tap down and lift. Bend that knee in, and then let's take the left leg out long, extending and lower halfway. Good. Keep those hips up. I know we're working. Try to keep everything squeezed in and engaged. We're almost there. We're lowering halfway and lifting. Still maintaining your breath as you exhale, keeping your abdominals stabilized the entire time. Let's lower, tapping to the ground. Keep going here. You're doing great. And put that foot down. Come down all the way, one vertebra at a time, and keep your feet flat. Come up into your Pilates curl, tips of your shoulder blades, and stack your hands behind your head. And we're going to do some little crunches here. Coming all the way up, squeezing through the core, feet are together, knees are still bent. Inhale as you lift, exhale, come all the way down. Maintain your breath. Good. It's really squeezing through the core, keeping that tailbone tucked, and then bend your knees, and we're going to go into some bicycles, but really reaching and holding, bringing each elbow to the opposite knee. Keep going. The goal is to keep those abdominals engaged here, squeezing to really lift yourself off that shoulder blade to the opposite side, extending the opposite leg each time as far as possible. We're almost there. Keep going and bring those feet all the way down, right inside the mat. Place your hands down. Pedal your feet out if you need to. I know I was kind of breaking up some fascia in my feet. Come back into tabletop position. Hands placed on the side, come up into your Pilates curl and begin to pump your hands. Now the goal here is to inhale for 5 seconds and exhale for 5 seconds. You're staying out of your neck and really on the tips of your shoulder blades, pumping those hands. Knees stay together. Legs are squeezed together the entire time here. You want to feel your tailbone heavy on the mat, and your spine should be flat and in contact with the mat. So you can either go from the tabletop position or bring your feet up like I did toward the ceiling. Keeping your gaze towards your belly button. If it's hard to stay out of your neck here and there's a lot of tension, lower your head back onto the mat. It's okay. You want to maintain your core engagement, keeping your legs squeezed together though and pumping those hands. And you can bring your knees in and come all the way down. Let's transition to extend our legs all the way flat along our mat here. And then let's extend the right leg up and cross the midline to the left side of your body. Here you're going to do one leg circles, making about basketball size circles, rotating to the right, down, and up. And maintain your breath, exhaling each time you're circling all the way around. And then let's reverse directions. So circling your right leg out to the right, down, and up to the left here. Tailbone stays heavy. You want to get a few of these in, keeping that toe pointed, and then bring your left leg to the ceiling, and we're going to reverse directions here. So now left leg is up, going circling down to the right, crossing the midline of the body. Each time you cross the leg over, really emphasize that squeeze in the core to control it, keeping your tailbone stable along your mat here. Good, and then pedal your feet out at the bottom, keeping your legs squeezed together. Bring them up toward the ceiling, and then come up into your Pilates curl, and then pulse the leg in for one leg stretch here. Maintain your breath, exhale as you switch legs, really bringing in the knee gently towards your nose, emphasizing the core engagement to stay up on your shoulder blades. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this was feeling real good on my hamstrings as they were kind of tight from a previous workout. Keep going, exhaling each time you're switching, inhaling here as you pulse. This one feels real nice. Yep, I had to bring in that leg a little bit longer. Bring your feet all the way down, place them in the corners of your mat, and then let's bring our arms up toward the ceiling for our first roll up. Chin is tucked toward the chest. Exhale as you round forward, diving for your toes for a stretch here. Do you see that curve in my spine? You want to tuck your belly button back each time as you come up, slow and controlled, keeping those arms up about shoulder width height. Tuck as you round back, coming down one vertebra at a time, and bring your hands back toward the ceiling. Let's do that again. Tuck the chin first, tuck the belly button, roll all the way up, keeping your chin tucked down to go into that rounded spine at the very bottom, and dive for your toes. Enjoy the dive, which is a nice stretch in the legs as well. Great. After you stretch here, begin to roll up, keeping your spine rounded, and bend your knees up toward your chest, nice and controlled. Your feet are going to hover and bring your hands gently to about the sides of your ankles. Now, I had to scoot up a little bit here, but if you're about before halfway in your mat, you're okay. Tuck that belly button, you're going to go into rolling like a ball. Your chin stays tucked here, maintaining that curve in your spine. Tuck your belly button back towards it to really round forward. This one is easy to use momentum, and so really keep your core engaged. Emphasize the squeeze here as you're coming up. Your feet stay hovered each time. Try not to let those feet touch. Challenge yourself each rep. Good. And let's shake it out. Not gonna lie, I was kind of proud of myself for that rolling like a ball. Lying long on the mat, bring your hands back up, and we're gonna do a roll up to about the top of the mat and transition into spine stretch forward. So from here, exhale and come into a really straight back. Inhale, sliding almost like an invisible piece of paper across a table here. You're not quite diving for the toes, but really working that middle spine area. Inhaling and exhaling, maintaining your breath, keeping your arms out about shoulder width height. You're almost hinging forward and really squeezing, working your spinal mobility here to get nice and tall, working our straight posture. And then tuck the belly button and roll all the way down back onto the mat. This next exercise is called jackknife. You want to keep those hands glued to the mat, bring your legs up toward the ceiling, press into the mat, lift your hips up, legs come slightly overhead, and slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. Now, as you lift up, stay in your shoulders and squeeze to the core. Option how I just did to place your hands behind your back for support here. Extend the legs out. Now I'm adding a challenge of tapping my feet down and then bringing my hands behind my back for support, and then bending my knees and coming down slowly onto my back here. Or you can do like I'm doing now, which is keeping your hands behind your back and then just tap back and bring the feet all the way to the ceiling. And then place those hands down, squeeze the abdominals coming all the way down. There's different variations here of jackknife, and so I would say do what's best for you on this one. At a beginner stage, really try to keep your hands behind your back. And there I am, just kind of smiling, but pedaling my legs out because that jackknife felt really good. If you have questions about that one, definitely message me. Now, I'm just rolling my wrist out and going into that roll-up position again. Chin is tucked. Reaching for my toes for a stretch, tucking that belly button back, and rolling all the way down onto my back one vertebra at a time. When I started Pilates, if you were to ask me how I felt about roll-ups, I would say absolutely not. But clearly I have grown to love them so much. I feel like they just bring together all the different components of Pilates together. The control, the precision, the breath work, you take it nice and slow. And I just feel so much better in my back, especially after certain workouts. But anywho, I'm gonna turn over here and let's do the same. So come onto your stomach, legs extended long, and we're just going to lift our chest off the mat, keeping your neck long here. Now that's really key, avoiding any creasing in your neck. Try to keep your gaze down toward the very top of your mat here like I'm doing. This is a great spinal extension exercise and one of the fundamental exercises of Pilates. Now, lift your hands, hover them up each time you're lifting off the mat, and lift your feet as well. We're just going a few inches, watching our gaze, maintaining a neutral spine here. And then extend your legs out, hands at your sides, and we're gonna transition to swimming. So flutter those feet, flutter your arms. Now, I am in a studio apartment. I have limited room here. However, stretch those arms out a little bit further, actually in line with your mat, and then come all the way down. Bring your hands in and lift yourself up into a plank position, keeping your hips down, hands and feet grounded into your mat here. We're gonna hold this plank position and lift our right foot, dragging your heel toward the ceiling, and then switch between each foot. Now the trunk of your body is going to maintain this plank position, and you're just driving each heel up toward the ceiling, maintaining your breath here. The core is engaged each and every rep. Squeezing each time you're lifting. Just a few more here. And come down onto all fours. We're on our knees, hands grounded to the mat. Let's hit some cat-cows here. So we're rounding our spine up toward the ceiling. Exhale, drop that navel down, gaze comes up, neck remains long, and tuck the belly button in as you lift your spine. Keep going here. Cat-cow is one you see across several different just workouts and exercises. Great for the spine. Now let's hold the position in neutral and then take our right knee back and out to the side. We're doing a donkey kick back and then fire hydrant, bringing the knee out to the side. Really emphasizing the kick back, heel goes up, and then the knee comes out, trying to maintain a neutral spinal position here. Keeping the core engaged, but really emphasizing it in the glute each and every lift you're doing here. I'm looking in the camera every now and then to check my own posture. Sometimes you can think you're doing it right, and then chances are you might not. Turn to center, bringing each knee onto your mat, and then just go into a wide child's pose, bringing your reach out long, and let your butt come down. Stretching out here. And then lift yourself all the way up. And then let's turn over back onto our mat. And we're gonna take the left leg out now. So go from donkey kick to fire hydrant, emphasizing our glute work here. Nice job. And from here, push yourself back into a child's pose position. Hands come to the edges of your mat and just let yourself relax into this position. Then lift yourself all the way up into a plank position. And we're gonna walk our hands back and slowly come up into a standing position. Whoop, you can't see me. All right, and walk your hands back up. Hold that plank. And walk the hands back towards your feet here. Slowly come up one vertebra at a time. I'm doing just about a half lift, but if it feels good for you, as you come all the way to standing, come up a little further. Good. Now just come back all the way and hold that child's pose position. Slowly come up out of that position and turn over onto your back. Now from here, we're gonna bring one knee in while we're at the tips of our shoulder blades. Stretch your foot out, hold that knee in, and then come into a figure 4 position, placing the right foot gently on top of your left thigh. Stretch the foot out as we're wrapping up our mat Pilates part of the series today. Emphasize the stretch. And then from here, twist your body over to bring your right foot towards the left side of the mat. Now bring your arms out into a T position for support and just really emphasize the stretch in your right hip here. Then twist back to center, and then let's take out the right leg and place the left knee goes up, hands go to the knee, extend the right foot out long. Enjoy this stretch. I know I'm really rolling out my right foot. It's popping a little bit there, but it feels so, so good. I'm just holding that position and then moving into the figure 4 here. So bring your right knee up and left foot goes onto your right thigh. Hands come out to that T position for support, and then drop your left foot over to the right side and feeling this nice stretch in your left hip. By dropping the foot, it just deepens the stretch even further. Once I take my feet out, then my right foot is extended. I'm just gonna point down and bend the knee in. Left leg's extended toward the ceiling, point down and bend it all the way in. Then I'm extended out, lift it toward the ceiling and point the toe, bring it down. Opposite foot, just to pedal out my hips a little bit. And from here, I'm gonna come up. My feet are squeezed together. And I know this looks like a roll up, but this is actually teaser prep. So hands are toward the ceiling, tuck the chin and roll up one vertebra at a time. Now, why this is called teaser prep, you're gonna see in just a second here. So you wanna maintain this rounded spine position and roll down just like we've done in our roll-ups, and then come up into your teaser, hands come to the ceiling. All right, now that we're all back together in a seated position, for me today, I'm going to wrap up with a nice cup of tea from Calabash Tea and Tonic. I am a tea girly, okay? Loose leaf in a bag, it doesn't matter. However, this is a tea that when I moved to DC, the shop used to actually be right down the street. And this one from Calabash is called My Last Good Nerve. I love it because of the ingredients. It has some lavender, rose hips, passion flower, and some other things, but it's a really good tea to drink, especially before bed. It helps ease stress and anxiety. I want to shout out Calabash Tea and Tonic because they actually are Washington, D.C. based where I live. So, cheers. I always add my honey at the end. Chef's kiss, chef's kiss. So here on the screen is the quote from We the Urban that talks about consistency and small steps. Drop in the comment section a word that describes, either how you were feeling or where your mind was at before we started Unwind Wednesday, and then how you're feeling right now, or maybe where your mind's at. One word, maybe 1 to 3, whatever you prefer. I'm also going to share mine here. So I will say, for me, I was thinking a lot about shedding earlier today, and then as we shifted, kind of even present is the word that comes to mind for me. So now actually I'm gonna grab my journal and just a quick reading that I want to share from After the Rain by Alex L. This is actually one of my favorites to read. And so I've just pulled a quick quote and meditation. 1 gentle reminder from Alex L. I'm working through my mess. I am sorting out my life. I am finding peace in the midst of madness. I am deserving of emotionally clean spaces. I know that's right. But truly, sorting out my life. Alex, you new girl. It's kind of crazy because right now, like I've shared, I am on fun employment, but I think the fun part's a little overrated. You know, it's a viral term, people on TikTok showing off their day to day, and it's cool. However, I will say it's definitely been a waiting process, low-key a bit numbing, and just questioning like life's plans and what I thought was going to be next. And so, not sure if anyone else has gone through transitions where you've had to ask yourself the same question of like, what am I going to do? Or this isn't the plan I have for myself. So, you know, God, what is going to happen next? And so it's nice, but at the same time, it's, I think, more stressful than people assume. But also, I'm trying to be able to find my own grounding. I'll say this being here today has actually held me very accountable. And to that quote about consistency is like, I woke up yesterday and I was in bed all day. Didn't get up. It was first day of that cycle and I just did not get out of bed. And you know, some days it just be like that. That's fine. But like today, I knew it's Wednesday, Kayla. You have to get out of bed. You have to move. You need to, one, get a workout in for yourself and just move your body. But also, you have Unwind Wednesday that you need to make sure you film. You didn't do it the day before, so do it. And I'm filming it right now thinking like, I'm happy that I got up and that we're here and that we're together. Even if this is impactful for one person, like, you know, I think it is about consistency does do something to the mind and just strengthening it. So yeah, I'm grateful for the accountability of today and just being here. I asked a few friends and then also myself, you know, like self-check-in, what is it that we need emotionally and spiritually? And the answers that I got were like really just, it was great to hear what people are, where they are in their season of life and what they need. And I specifically say, you know, nothing tangible, nothing financial, just what is something spiritually and emotionally. And so some of the top words were peace, patience, affection, and appreciation. Woo! And those last two kind of pulled on my heartstrings because those are something like you can make happen. It almost like it's like involves other people. And so it's like, how do I ask for that? How do I receive that? And so I thought that was really like, those were really good, two good words to have, or just to hear. And it makes you think about like, you know, how you also can show up for your friends and family, but then also even in the work setting, like how can you get that appreciation that you may need? Yeah, and then the peace and patience, I'm sure we can all take a nice namaste, deep breath on those. Always looking for peace and just patience and ways to find a balanced lifestyle. And so with that, I'm gonna pause on my yapping and share one meditation also from Alex Earls. I'm gonna share another meditation from After the Rain by Alex L, which states, it's a question. So pause if you would like, and maybe pull out your journal too. I'll give us some music in the background and we can journal together a little bit. The meditation is, what is time mending in your life? How is it teaching you to be transparent, patient, and grateful? Graceful. I'll read it again. What is time mending in your life? How is it teaching you to be transparent, patient, and graceful? So the question's on the screen, but I'm also going to pull out my journal. If you want to take out your phone, write some notes, or just actually grab your physical journal, do so. Let's sip our little drinky drinks, whether you did tea, wine for the adults, or water to hydrate. Let's sip and let's journal together. As you're sitting here, I want to reiterate how one thing in Pilates is we focus on posture. And so if you are journaling, typing, try to keep your shoulders wide, keep your back straight. Even if you are hinging a little forward, try to keep that posture nice and tall to really maintain a straight back the entire time here. We all have a tendency to maybe hunch sometimes, round over, as we're doing our Pilates practice and improving, strengthening our spinal mobility. Let's sit up nice and tall. I'll give us a couple more minutes to write out how we're feeling and answer the journal prompt here. What is time mending in your life? How is it teaching you to be transparent, patient, and graceful? All right, let's come back together. If you would like to share anything in the comment section, please do. But I will share, and again, I did have to record this, but I did ponder on a little bit further to see, what is it that maybe might have changed or maybe I want to add. So for me, I said, there is no real timeline. I am present in this moment, which is working in the patience. I'm present in this moment, and that is the best I can do. I am grateful for time back to slow down life, which I would add, slow down and think my future through thoroughly. There's no time clock that I must abide by. God's timing is everything. I am transparent with myself and will not hide from deeper truths within. I allow myself to be open to change and receiving love and help. And then graceful, I put question mark, not sure about this because I don't know if it's teaching me grace. I curse a lot when I'm mad. Sorry, mom and dad. But yeah, like Mariah, when I told her that, Mariah's my friend, when I told her that my audio wasn't working, I was I don't know if my audio message was graceful. It was honest. So maybe that goes with the transparency part. So not sure if that resonates with anyone, but I think that our seasons of life can definitely teach us all so many different things. And so transparency, patience, and gracefulness is what all of this meditation question embodies. And so I do think that's a really good one to just think about. And as we conclude today, I just want to say thank you all again for tuning in to Unwind Wednesday. I hope that this was a great exercise, functional workout for you, but also the meditation just allowed you to take a moment to be present within. If you're enjoying the Unwind Wednesdays, please be sure that you subscribe to the channel and also my other socials to stay in the know with what's happening. I'm really excited to launch some upcoming virtual donation-based classes coming soon. So make sure you go to my Linktree link and hit the sign up button so that way you receive the dates and information. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time.